Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Daedra, and in this video we're going to be talking about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. Let's get into it. I hope you enjoy. So to start things off, Diamond and Pearl sucked. I'm not saying this because I hate the games or anything, but because when I look back, I realized just how good Platinum was. There was faster gameplay, better UI, the distortion world was so sick, and were all pinnacles of my childhood. So when I say 4th gen, I'm mainly referencing Platinum. Obviously, I still have so much love for the 4th gen games in general. I remember getting a freaking guidebook for Diamond and Pearl before the games officially released and choosing Turtwig as the starter like I wanted to pick or something when I finally got the games. It's crazy how we would get guidebooks and see everything before the game came out back then, 2008 or whatever. I freaking poured hours and hours into the 4th gen games, mostly in like the underground tunnels, trying to get my stuff back by my cousins who would like steal things from my base, and I would cry. But I also learned how to like EV train in these games too, you know. I would IV breed in these games. I did all the mystery gifts. Literally the first video I made on this channel is I got a Shaman first try, no hack, or something like that. I mean, 4th gen games and just the 4th gen in general was awesome for me, and it makes me genuinely excited to see my friends who have similar memories as me like relive them in possible remakes. And I'm excited for all my friends who have never even touched 4th gen games to experience what I did back then in an upscaled way. Of course though, with remakes, everything will not be the same, and there's the fear that 4th gen remakes may have similar issues like Sword and Shield. Mainly graphic and performance issues. There's also the debate between whether Megas are coming back or Dynamax is. Whichever side you're on, it's most likely Dynamax will return though, and I guess we'll go over that first before we get into everything else. To sum it up, Eternus's meteorite crashed in Galar like 20,000 years ago, right? And the entire presence of Eternus is the reason for Dynamaxing. Wishing stars and wishing pieces are all fallen from Eternus's own body, according to the lore. Even at the heart of the like max layer, the Crown Tundra DLC is a massive wishing star, according to Peonia, which is likely Eternus's meteorite, like the one he literally crashed into Earth on. And it's likely that's exactly where Eternus landed inside the max layer, and that's why we have Dynamax Adventures. These max layer Dynamax Adventure tunnels just draw in Pokemon with its massive energy, including legendary Pokemon from all over, like Ultra Beasts, who aren't even in the same dimension as us. So how does this have anything to do with Sinnoh? What am I even talking about? It's simple. Underground tunnels, okay? Listen. Yep, the presence of underground meteorites and return of Eternus causes even flowers to radiate immense energy in the Isle of Armor, and even a honey tree that spawns Dynamax Vespiquen to attack when you interact with the tree. And if you played Gen 4, you know that Sinnoh is full of honey trees. I mean, there's even a literal character named Honey in Sword and Shield that makes max soup with these max mushrooms, and in her lead card it says her latest ambition is to sell ready-made max soup across the world. Her motto is teamwork. So if there's this huge presence underground, which is Eternus's meteorite causing Dynamax Adventures, and it's drawing in Pokemon from every region, it's not insane to say that the Sinnoh underground tunnels could have something to do with the max layer meteorite in Galar. So the meteorite being just so far underground causes way out in the distance just flowers in the Isle of Armor to blossom, and all the way in vanilla game there's, you know, Dynamax dance, all from this far off meteorite. So this meteorite's energy could easily just go through tunnels and cause the same thing to happen in Sinnoh. And obviously none of this itself doesn't insinuate the confirmation of 4th gen remakes. None of this does at all. But what it does do is create the perfect path lore-wise for Dynamax to be incorporated into the Sinnoh region in the event that we do get 4th gen remakes this year. I mean, we saw X and Y and then the 3rd gen remakes with Oras, you know, and it carried over that Mega Evolution gimmick. So along with everything I just explained, that itself, the X and Y to Oras stuff, can easily translate from Sword and Shield to 4th gen remakes. So if we do get remakes, it's pretty likely Dynamax will be a part of the Sinnoh region. This itself, at least to me, isn't an issue. What is an issue is how they go about capturing Sinnoh itself in 2021. loved how instead of just ascending from south to north like we do in Galar, in 4th gen remakes, 3rd gen remakes, and all of that, we had to advance around different cities and towns, going back and forth, even leaving many areas like unexplored unless the player chose to visit them. There were actual reasons to revisit cities and areas, and I didn't have to have my hand held by an NPC literally telling me where to go next instead of letting me just play the game. Shigeru Omori has been designing the maps since Ruby and Sapphire, so it really confuses me as to why they decided to dumb everything down. If me being a dumb kid was able to get through and enjoy the older games perfectly fine, then why couldn't any other kid in 2021 do the exact same? The excuses given by Masuda for dumbing things down was in their ORAS interview, where Masuda said himself, nowadays players get bored and frustrated more easily, and they aren't interested in things that are so demanding slash challenging, which is weird because then why did everybody fall in love with Pokemon in the first place? Being a kid and running through like the underground tunnels, I felt like I was really underground when I was in the Savari zone with the annoying mud, when, you know, I'm battling a blizzard on my way to Snow Point City, climbing up the many mountains in Sinnoh, going through the Eternal Forest, or exploring the Distortion world. Like, it all felt super immersive, detailed, and at least somewhat of a challenge. Some may feel a similar way when sailing in Wind Waker, or climbing the 10,000 steps to High Hrothgar in Skyrim. Nonetheless, the developers just do a great job capturing the environment and making these areas a place we revisit in the story and truly feel immersed in, but it's all meaningless when there is no replay value or reasons to revisit these areas, or when the trees look like toilet paper rolls, the ground looks like toilet paper rolls, and many things just come off as expressionless. I don't even really mind the move animations, it's whatever. As for actual cutscenes and characters, I love to actually be able to see their emotions instead of them just being like robotic and bland. I don't hate Sword and Shield, I'm not saying I don't love Sword and Shield because I do. I just wish the graphics weren't so lame and the story wasn't so easy. I'm fine with Sword and Shield being like this, it's just I don't want that to translate to 4th gen. All right, you got your mess up here, you know, X and Y was rushed because of next gen. I'll give Sword and Shield the pass to be rushed, but please, all right, learn from the mistakes and let's move on. So with all this said, I hope the 4th gen remakes truly take advantage of the Nintendo Switch hardware, captures the childhood of many in full 3D, you know, Pokemon Seals, Poffins, the Underground, the Great March, the Distortion World, mystery events, and even the Drifloom on Fridays. I want it all, and I think if done correctly, I believe these will be the best Pokemon games in the series yet. And for the love of God, give us mystery events in the form of free DLC updates or something. I'm begging you. With that said, I'll let you guys go. Please let me know what you think. If you like these type of videos, I will be more than happy to do more, and I'll see you on the next one soon. Love you. Peace out.